Imagine standing alone on a fortress wall, rifle glowing red hot, firing all night while wave after wave of attackers pile up at your feet. Fast forward 15 years. You dive into a Haitian river under machine gun fire, haul out the only weapon that can save 40 Marines, and lead a charge that scatters 400 rebels. Now leap ahead to World War I. You run across no man's land, shouting, "Come on, you sons of! Do you want to live forever?" The man who did all three was Sergeant Major Daniel Daly, one of only 2 Marines to wear 2 Medals of Honor, and the only one whose legend still makes Marines sit up straighter. Daniel Joseph Daly was born on the 11th of November, year 1873, in Glen Cove, Long Island, New York. Little is documented about his childhood, but what's clear is that he grew up tough. Small in frame but fierce in will, Daly had something few could measure, a burning drive to prove himself. In year 1899, at the age of 25, he joined the United States Marine Corps, just in time, he thought, for the Spanish-American War. But the war ended before his training was complete. For most men, that would be a relief. For Daly, it was unfinished business. He spent the next year preparing, and in year 1900, he got his first real test china. Daly was deployed aboard the USS Newark to Taku Bay, China, during the Boxer Rebellion. The Boxers, a nationalist militia, had launched a bloody campaign to expel foreigners from Chinese soil. Daly was stationed at the U.S. Embassy in Peking. When the legation quarter came under siege, the Marines fought side by side with international forces. During one intense moment, German Marines holding a key position on the Tartar Wall were overrun. Daly volunteered to take their place alone. He held the post through the night, facing wave after wave of attackers and constant sniper fire. By sunrise, the bodies surrounding his position told the story better than any medal ever could. When his commanding officer arrived at dawn, Daly was still standing. For this, he received the Medal of Honor first. But for Daly, it wasn't about medals, it was about duty. 15 years later, now a gunnery sergeant, Daly was deployed to Haiti in year 1915. He was part of a 40-man reconnaissance unit when they were ambushed by 400 Kako rebels during a nighttime river crossing. The unit's machine gun, its most valuable asset, had been strapped to a mule, which was shot and killed mid-river. The weapon was lost. Without hesitation, Daly ran back into the river under enemy fire, located the gun and ammunition, and carried them back alone. Once the Marines regrouped, Daly led one of the flanking squads in a counterattack. They killed 75 rebels and routed the rest. One officer later wrote, "Had one squad failed, not one man would have lived to tell the tale." For his actions, Daly was awarded his second Medal of Honor. 2 medals, 2 wars, 15 years apart, no shortcuts, just unmatched courage. By year 1917, Daly was 44 years old, far past the age when most men would retire. But when America entered World War I, he re-enlisted. His duty took him to France with the 6th of March-In Regiment. In France, he fought at Toulon, Aisne, and Belleau Wood. In one instance, he risked his life to extinguish an ammunition dump fire under bombardment. In another, he crossed open terrain to rally machine gun crews under enemy shelling. But his most famous moment came on the 10th of June, year 1918, during the Battle of Belleau Wood. Pinned down under relentless fire, Daly stood up, drew his sidearm and grenades, and shouted, "Come on, you sons of bitches! Do you want to live forever?" He charged into enemy fire, inspiring his Marines to follow. That day, he also single-handedly captured a machine gun nest, was wounded 3 times, and still dragged wounded men back to safety. For his actions in France, Daly was nominated for a 3rd Medal of Honor, but bureaucracy had other plans. The War Department had decided arbitrarily that no one could receive the medal more than twice. So instead, Daly received the Navy Cross, the Distinguished Service Cross, and France's Médaille Militaire. But the Marines knew, the officers knew, and the men who followed him into hell and back they knew. Daly didn't need a 3rd medal to prove anything. He already was a legend. As Major General John A. Lejeune, Commandant of the Marine Corps, said, "He is the most outstanding Marine of all time." After the war, Daly served with the Army of Occupation in Germany, then finally came home. On the 6th of February, year 1929, Brooklyn gave him a hero's parade. From Bedford Avenue to Williamsburg Plaza, crowds lined the streets to honor the Marine who had done what no one else ever had. He retired from active service and worked as a bank guard on Wall Street for 17 years. Quiet, modest, private. He never married. When asked why, he simply said, "I can't see how a single man could spend his time to better advantage than in the Marines." On the 27th of April, year 1937, Daniel Daly passed away at the age of 64. He was laid to rest in Cypress Hills National Cemetery in New York. No statue, No giant memorial, just a name and a legacy etched in Marine Corps history. 2 medals of honor, one denied but deserved. A battle cry that still rattles barracks across the globe. Daniel Daly didn't fight for medals. He fought for his brothers, for honor, for the country. Come on, you sons of bitches. Do you want to live forever? That line didn't just inspire a charge, it carved out a place in history. If you believe stories like this should never be forgotten, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below. Who should we feature next? Because heroes like Daniel Daly don't ask to be remembered. They just make sure they're never forgotten.